Won't you come outside and see? Won't you come with me tonight? Down to the lowland fields to hear the frogs singing in the air so hot and still. Won't you come with me, sister? Won't you come with me tonight? Oh, down in the flooded fields where the earth is wet and dark. Oh, down in the flooded fields beneath the falling stars. Won't you lie down in the dirt, brother? Be a mirror to the night. Won't you lie down in the dirt, sister? I'll be a mirror to the night. Won't you lie down in the dirt, brother? Be a mirror to the night. Won't you lie down in the dirt, sister? I'll be a mirror to the night.
If you get there before me, will you save me a seat? If you get there before me, would you save me a seat? And if I never get there at all, would you leave the seat empty? If you get there before me, will you light us a fire? If you get there before me, will you light us a fire? And if I never show, you can watch the embers glow, you can keep the fire burning. This is a song for you, in case I never make it through to where you are. This is a song for you, in case I never make it through to where you are.
When the bridegroom comes, there will be noise. There will be glad and perfect bed. And when you write a poem, I know the words, I know the sounds. Before you write it down, when you wear your clothes, I wear them too. I wear your shoes and the jacket too. I always do. You in your mother's arms. I've called you son. I've made amends between father and son. Or if you haven't won, rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design. What I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design to what I did and said. Rest in my arms, sleep in my bed. There's a design
plucked a fable from your eye. The rawness of it made me cry too. But to be honest, I would like it if you would cry more than you do. I'm just barely keeping up with my constant unraveling. You're so together, it embarrasses me. But your grace in the face of my apex terror makes me feel so secure. Guess it doesn't really matter if you're open or not. I'm verbose enough for the both of us. And we can't all be open floodgates after all. But you don't have to be a dam for me. Just like the smooth cedars in the yard, I've fallen so hard for you. Don't you know I'm obsessed with you too? When I told you I get crushed by my own ambition, you said, girl, ain't you ever happy? Ain't you ever happy?
Pistol shots, gunshots, pistol shots, gunshots, bullets from a revolver, bullets from a gun, bullets through the atmosphere. Here they come, Jonathan Bad, and they're coming after me. Done someone wrong, and I fear that it was me. Sapphire bullets, bullets of pure love. Sapphire bullets, bullets of pure Please don't report me to the police. I wanted to help, but I can't stick around. Do what you have to do, but remember I helped you out. If and when you see me again, just pretend we never met. I just needed to do that for myself. Just get away from here and maybe it'll never come up again. This is what they mean by standing in for the sane. I wouldn't normally, but my bread became hell. You sounded in pain and I knew nothing would change by your scream. sure you're okay. I need to get the hell out of here. I'm sure the cops are on their way. Please forget my face. Please forget my face. This is what they mean by standing in for the sane. They'll never bother anyone again. Hold my hand through this long walk. Tell me I can when I balk and go too far. These are men on either side with threatening hands. Put my spinning head in a soft crown. Going down a gray ladder with a dry glare every 10 feet and no hand.
And when I asked for a separate room, it was late at night, and we've been driving since noon. But if I'd known how that would sound to you, I would have stayed in your bed for the rest of my life, just to prove I was right, that it's harder to be friends than lovers, and you shouldn't try to mix the two. 'Cause if you do it and you're still unhappy, then you know that the problem is you. And it's true that I stole your lighter, and it's also true that I lost the map. But when you said that I wasn't worth talking to, I had to take your word on that. But if you'd known how that would sound to me, you would have taken it back and boxed it up and buried it in the ground. Boxed it up and buried it in the ground. Boxed it up and buried it in the ground. Burned it up and thrown it away. And you put in my hand a loaded gun and then told me not to fire it. When you did the things you said were up to me, and then accused me of trying to fuck it up. But you've never been a waste of my time. It's never been a drag. So take a deep breath and count back from 10, and maybe you'll be alright. And the license said you had to stick around until I was dead. But if you're tired of looking at my face, I guess I already am. But you've never been a waste of my time. It's never been a drag. So take a deep breath and count back from 10, and maybe you'll be alright.
Blood, hatred, money, and rage. That's the food that I eat. That's the juice box I crave. No soul to sing about, don't stand in my way. Blood, hate. money, and rage. Blood, hatred, money, and rage. Between in the in-between of indolence and grace. Pack the bong with fireworks, blow your face away. Blood, hatred, money, and rage. Rage, money, hatred, and blood. More savory than innocence, more intimate than love. I really wanna hurt you, but that won't be enough, enough, enough. Rage, money, hatred, and blood. Blood, hatred, money, and rage. The soul of a murderer with the patience of a saint. The face of all my enemies, all trapped in a blaze. Blood, hatred, money, and rage. Blood, hatred, money, and rage. Blood, hatred, money, and
I work my fingers to the bone. Not a pretty little penny have I got to show. I ain't looking for much, just a little bit of rest by the side of the road. I lift my voice to the forces above, the lords of labor and the goddess of love. Ain't I been a good, hard working, faithful servant son? Then the sky turns black and it cracks with the thundering voice. Work is what you are when you're breathing in and out. Your final breath falls to the floor. Swing down that sledgehammer through the wood. A little test of mind over flesh ought to do you good. And get up off the ground, you can lay down when the day is done. And on the seventh day you can lay in the morning sun. I wanna make my home on a mountain high, just me and my lover in the big old sky. I ain't asking for much, just a little bit of rest for the day that I die. I lift my voice to the forces above, the lords of labor and the goddess of love. Ain't I been a good, hard working, faithful servant son? Then the sky turns black and it cracks with the thundering voice. Work is what you are when you're breathing in and out. Your final breath falls to the floor. So swing down that sledgehammer through the woods. A little test of mind over flesh ought to do you good. And get up off sun. Swing down that sledgehammer through the wood. A little test of mind over flesh ought to do you good. Get up off the ground, you can lay down when the day is done. And on the seventh day, you can lay in the morning sun.
It's like
Hey, you're on stream now, everybody.
Oh, hey. Hi.
Time to say embarrassing things.
Well, end
So
of an
good.
era, folks.
Yeah.
End of an era.
We out here. Yeah.
I'm like doing multiple games at once because there's a drop party in Minecraft because it's the first of the month. So I'm just dealing with that while also trying to process whatever the hell PESTERQUEST is about to do to me.
The new Magnus Archives dropped on Patreon today, and it crashed Patreon, so I congratulated Johnny for hitting Cascade level.
I was hoping to do that, but also, so Koei fixed because the way that the Patreon API is actually documented would have required people logging in to view our bonus comics to send like 1,000 requests back and forth between our server and Patreon, which
Maybe I should give Johnny like our fucking code.
Yeah, but it would be, that probably would have crashed Patreon's API, which I would have looked forward to. But
yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, folks.
Guess we're gonna fucking do this thing, everybody. This is
hell yeah.
One last ride.
The fucking bondage horse.
Yeah.
All right, who's MSPA reader?
I'm always MSPA reader. It's my stream. I get to be reader. Mom said it's my turn on the reader. You've come a long way.
Okay, so... Oh, no. Oh, I was just going to say, if we wanted to get everyone sort of worked out. No, that's fine. Just go for it.
You've come a long way. You've made a lot of friends and managed to keep them all. You're helping them grow, and you're growing alongside them, while also entrenching yourself in some ridiculous nonsense along the way. Living, laughing, loving, shitting, and farting. As is right and in balance.
Strong.
You think so, anyway. You're still on the lookout for any specific bits of meaning to help nail down your sense of purpose, as it careens every which way according to the whims of friendship and fancy. There's a natural flow to this all. Trolls in sets of 12. Give or take, since some come in pairs, and you think back to your first round of friends. Kids in sets of 4. You've had time to realize more about the Earths you've been hopping between. A kid on one is an adult on another. It's been weirdly relieving seeing multiple versions of your friends. Not that you seem to be bound by any of the same rules that they are. It's just that, as someone whose self has been scattered to the winds of time, regathered thanks to Aradia, and is still not fully stable, it's kind of nice to see that it's not just you out there trying different shit out, self-wise. When you think about the last friend left to visit in this set, you can't help but feel a bit guilty. With everything Jake's told you about him, and from what you know of Dave's bro, you're not exactly meeting him with a clean slate. You haven't let anyone else's complicated personality traits hold you back from finding a way to befriend them, though, and you're not about to start now. You will find a way to make it work. God, isn't it fun having such a complicated and nuanced tangle of interpersonal relationships within your friend group? Isn't it such a delightful challenge? Anyway, the point is it's time to go meet Dirk. So you go. You don't know much about where he lives, except that it's in the future, like Roxy, minus chest guys. You zap on over what should almost definitely be the perfect distance from his door. There is a moment where you are weightless, suspended in midair like the cartoon Coyote Man, whose name you cannot remember, because suddenly you are plummeting downward, and that takes all of your attention. From what you can see in flashes as you spin your head over heels, the thing you are rapidly approaching is the ocean. Before you achieve game fucking over before you even begin, you stall yourself with a zap in and out of reality, appearing just a few inches above the water. You land with a delicate splash. Now that the imminent threat of death has passed, you look up. Metal rises up from the water in a towering scaffold. Dirk must live in the building up there. God damn it. You haul yourself up to the janky platform at the corner of the scaffolding, above a few water rungs upward, and get your shit together. It's not much to look at. You probably wouldn't even be able to spot it from a distance, but it'll do. In a minute, you can pop back up to the top floor, but you should wring yourself out first. There's a chair, which is weird. You sit in it. Who's Dirk?
I can be Dirk.
Somebody be Dirk.
Somebody be fucking Dirk.
I'll be Dirk. I'll be Dirk. Oh, okay.
Not the stealing my seat bit, though I do respect your presumptuous ass placement choices too. I mean the entrance. Nice save.
You whirl around, but there's no one there. Aside from the endless ocean, the only shit in sight is the stuff on the platform. Which, now that you're considering it, kind of reminds you of one of those outdoor man caves you sometimes see at rich people's houses. The kind where you don't know enough about electricity to get why rain doesn't just fuck the whole thing up. Instead of like a grill and a TV and an ashtray with an old cigar in it, it's a few screens, a keyboard, a turntable, and a speaker, a couple of hoverboard-looking things, and some complicated aquatic equipment. Both situations contain a mini-fridge. Dirk? You say his name and hope he shows up. After Roxy, you really thought you weren't going to be bamboozled by another fake-out meeting. But who the fuck knows? Maybe this guy's a ghost? No, that's stupid.
The one and only.
Where is he?
There's no need to get freaked out about it. I'm just talking through the speakers. Or more accurately, I'm just sending data through a text-to-speech converter, which is playing through the speakers. This isn't a function I've ever had occasion to dust off, so this is genuinely thrilling. I'm so sorry for British Dirk. Thank you for trying and failing so miserably to break and enter in pursuit of friendship, or
Dirk
whatever
has
you were
become
doing.
British.
Oh, you know, you do your best. Is there a place he'd want to, meet, maybe? So y'all could talk in meat space?
That's not exactly my fault. Let's keep chatting like this for a bit. Bro to bro, you can use the computer if the power of my voice is going to be too much for you. It almost is for me, if I'm being honest here.
From above, there's a metallic whirring sound.
Oh shit, Daddy's home.
You look up and Dirk is rappelling down the scaffolding at an alarming speed.
Okay, the jig is up, so we might as well wrap this shit up.
Dirk swings in, landing with both feet on the platform. He straightens and stares at you, chin up. Well, you think he's staring at you. He's wearing shades, which you expected.
It's been real, and don't worry, I won't be far. I never am.
Neither Dirk's hands nor his mouth are moving, but his voice is still playing over the speakers. Pi, you can be this Dirk. Your smile is nervous and probably too full of teeth. What's going on?
So you're the friendable alien I've heard about. I'm actually watching on the stream right now.
Oh, no, that's not gonna work.
This is gonna be this.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I thought for a minute you already ate it,
never
but
mind
I
then.
see you Peter Pan that shit. I'm not unimpressed.
He says this the regular way, with his mouth. It should put you at ease, but it does not. Does he not remember talking about that already? You tell him it's nice to talk face to face, since you first thought he didn't want to a minute ago when you first met.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Oh, you thought... Lol, wait, what? It wasn't?
No, you just met a divergently evolved copy of my 13-year-old brain. The use of the speaker system is new, but it makes sense he'd up his game for interfering with relationships I'm busy forging in 3D. I guess I should go ahead and be proud of him for it?
Well, damn, okay. You guess you have no reason to believe that's not possible, since... Wait, did he say relationships he's been busy forging?
Isn't that your whole thing? I was under the impression you were here to befriend me. My friends haven't exactly kept quiet about you. I just figured you were saving the best for last.
Oh, well, no, that's right. That is your thing. You just thought he might be more of a challenge. Wait, are you friendship negging him right now? Is that what's happening? How did it come to this?
Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay then, never mind. You guess it's working. Might as well roll with it.
Don't half-ass this one just because I know the gig. I still expect you to friend-woo the shit out of me. Blitz the fuck out of my friendship chakra till I see the universe's heart through its arsehole and what have you.
What, is my audio bad?
Sounds fine to me.
Alright.
Fun.
Buddy, you've been around the friendship block a time or two. He has no reason to worry. You have full confidence in your ability to show him the friendship time of his life.
Oh, I'm ready. I have a list of my deepest secrets ready to unload on you right here, right now, if you think you can take it.
He sure is talking a big game of preparedness, but you're not sure how true it all is. Every line of muscle on his body is held in excruciating placidity. You've never seen a jaw so purposefully unclenched. It's almost like he's begging you to call him on it. You do not call him on it. You're not sure how he'd get the idea that you could half-ass this of all things. You'll just prove it to him with your deeds. It seems like that might be his love language. With that in mind, you hold your fist out for him to bump.
Ah, yeah, dabs. The universal signal of brohood, sacrosanct across all of space-time.
Thank you for the subscription, Rafe. You would be honored to give him his first.
This is like physically painful for me to do.
It's so funny. The corner of his mouth twitches, not quite a smile.
What kind of monster would I have to be to refuse you?
You do the thing. If he's having a moment about having touched another person for the first time, he isn't showing it. Which is fine. Each at their own pace, right?
I'm sorry, my heart just...
Bro hoof.
So now that we've got that handled, what's next on the agenda? Do we leap straight into the heartfelt Q&A, or are we doing an activity first?
Man, what should you do next? You're not used to your friends giving you the third degree about your process, so you're a little out of step. You can't tell if he's genuinely curious or if he knows he's unbalancing you. Either way, it's intense. You look around for inspiration. Grilling? Nah, you're not a couple of dads. Oh, the high-tech scuba gear could be cool. The tingle of choice pricks at your neck.
I'm not sure you had the musculature to hold that up, no offense. I didn't have your literal stick figure proportions in mind when I designed it, and it's built more for looks than weight efficiency, so I don't think you'd last long in it. Much, though. It's not particularly thrilling down there anyway.
Oh, phew. Good point. You can totally see yourself sinking like a stone, flailing your arms in a vain attempt at trying to look cool while swimming, clawing at the metal clasps to free yourself. Zapping out as a last resort, but misjudging distance due to distracting water in your mouth, it all going black as you wonder why you didn't learn better when you hung out with Feferi. What? Damn, that was a pretty detailed thought trail. Haha, weird. Anyway, you could just hang out at his place instead.
The classic option. That works for me.
You hold out your hand to zap him alongside you, but he doesn't take it.
I'll meet you there.
His inflection tilts up at the end, a sound shaped like half a question he wants you to construe the meaning of yourself. What's the alternative? You piggyback ride as he climbs all the way up? He shrugs.
Yeah, if you're up for it. I typically rocket board up, but a grueling climb is as good a way as any to kill a morning, so either way.
You consider your options. As much as you want to see if he actually has it in him to beast you up the entire tower, rocket boarding sounds, infinitely more fun. You tell him as much.
Hop on, then.
he kicks, thank you for the subscription. He kicks it into place and fires it up, offering you his hand. You don't have anything to lose but another life, so you take it. Steadily but fast enough so you have to cling to his shirt for safety, you fly upward. He circles the tower a few times, in no hurry to make it to the top. That, or he's showing off? You don't think that's it, but you're still working it out. The confidence in the way his body moves now, the subtle shifts in weight to steer the machine. It all feels genuine. Like this is a much more comfortable thing for him than the conversation was. The wind whips your face. There's a sea in every direction. You land on top of the tower, and he waits for you to hop down before doing the same, and then kickflips the rocket board into quiescence.
God, I'd love to kickflip shit into quiescence. Here we are, home sweet home. I hope you've prepared for just how homey this shit is, too. I've had nothing but time to flex my massive decor muscles.
Okay.
I hate this man.
I hate him. You follow him inside into his room, like you have with everyone else. It's full of his shit, like everyone else. Unlike everyone else, he leans against his workbench, calm and collected, and clearly, with every fiber of his being, waiting for your judgment. You wonder if it's weird how you can tell that about him, since it does seem like he's putting a lot of effort into the facade. You weren't sure if he's unpracticed at having an audience, or if you're just extra good at reading people by now. Maybe it's the shades that are messing with you. They're nothing new, after Dave, but with Dirk, it's almost like he'd be less penetrable without them. You try and focus on the decor, as he clearly wants you to. What do we got going on? Oh, okay, there are themes of puppets, horses, robots, and musical equipment. It's got the post-ironic whimsy of Dave's style, which you figure makes sense, considering this universe's Dave had a hand in stocking it, but with a dash of Equius's unabashed taste. That's a bit of a surprise, but sure. Martha Stewart would fall to her knees, weeping at her defeat, you tell him.
utterly destroyed by the feng shui and my sin.
She'd retire on the spot, you say. The more you play off his jokes, the more he seems to loosen up for real, so you continue. Much better than a scuba diving trip already. What's down there, anyway?
The ruins of 21st century civilization, mostly.
Oh shit, yeah. Boring as hell. He pauses and tilts his head, considering.
I wouldn't call them boring, necessarily. It's more that I find it cosmically frustrating to swim in literally any radial line and find nothing but the wasted leftovers of a dead city. Aside from being dependent on it as a source of food, the ocean mostly functions for me as a suffocating and inescapable natural barrier between me and the rest of human history. It's a constant lapping reminder of my situation, so I'm not often hyped to pile the decibars on. Not sure how well my deep personal beef with the imagery of the sea will land for you, but there it is. I think it might not be so offensive to me, were the metaphor less blatant. It's embarrassing.
Okay, Rose.
Anyway, there's the first of my layers off. Feels fresh. Let's keep going. What else you got?
It's a little unsettling how direct he's being about the friendship building process, but it's not like you haven't been categorically pushy to achieve that title with literally everyone you have memory of having met, so fair game. You're sure you can come up with some things you've been curious about, if he's ready to dive in the deep end, and if he'll forgive the continued aquatic figurative language. The love quadrangle, the questionable settings on the robotic gift choice for his would-be paramour, the differences of opinion on playing the game. He seems to be enjoying the theatricality of the friendship metagaming dance you're doing, so you amp it up for him. You clasp your hands behind your back and pace his room as you monologue, pausing for effect when the impulse strikes you. As you talk, you consider what would be the right issue to end on, to really zing him into opening up. Maybe his feelings about his universe as Dave, or just for fun, maybe where the horse stick comes from. Depending on what you choose, you could end up...
And loath as I am to interrupt this Ace Attorney monologue, I wouldn't touch that.
You look down at where you're about to dramatically place your hand, and there's a goddamn sword there, haphazardly stored in the hands of some fucking dead-eyed puppet. Again, your brain careens down a fleeting pathway. Accidental pressure, a clean slice, blood, a lot of it, and...
Leave the katanas for the big boys. Although if you want to touch a weapon... Although if you want to touch a little boy. Although, if you want to touch a weapon, holy shit, do I have an idea.
He scoots by you and reaches into the corner of the room, coming up holding a really shitty blue sword. Sword is a loose term, though, and honestly, holding is too. An object so shitty you can barely focus on it is sort of clipping through his hands. He holds it out to you as best you can.
In the name of the succulent convergence of science and horseshit, I need to see what happens when you touch this thing.
You reach out and take it from his hands. It steadies under your grasp. Dirk hops up onto his workbench to sit and observe, and you slice it through the air a time or two. Whoa!
Oh. Absolutely goddamn incredible. Something about your narrative liminality and rudimentary form must allow you to actually wield this piece of shit artifact I inherited from my bro. The implications of this are likely jack fucking nothing, but it's still easily the best thing I've ever seen.
He's leaning forward, laughing, dimples carved into his freckled cheeks. There's a small twist in your heart about it, and you can't place why.
Yeah, you're really just able to hold that fucking thing.
He clears his throat and settles down, adjusting his glasses.
Thanks for that.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, where were we? Oh, right, you were attempting to locate my weak points. Did you want to keep adding to the list or zero in on one option? So far, the short answers were 1, a quartet of teens with not a lot of choices. What do you expect? 2, call up my autoresponder if you want us to hash that one out. 3, it's all under control.
You guess it all boils down to the same general topic, really. His friends. That's where this whole thing always ends up anyway, right? Especially since you're his pathway to being able to hang out with them now. Dirk just shrugs. Huh. You'd have thought he'd have a stronger opinion about that one. Doesn't he want to hang out with his friends? Doesn't he want to finally meet Jake? He wrinkles his face like you've shoved a lemon in his mouth.
Come on, dude. You can't just spirit me away to the person I want to see most right off the bat. At least make me try and earn it first.
He shifts his weight. The light from the window bounced off the choppy mirror of the ocean and is bright against his back. Does he have to earn it? You mean, doesn't he think it's been hard enough already? His laugh this time is hollow.
Is there a cap on that?
You're not sure, but your whole existence is a series of cheat codes, so what else does he expect from you? You whip the sword around a few more times to prove your point, but it kind of makes you dizzy to watch, so you put it back in the corner. And anyway, you know he'll cave at some point. How else is he gonna get to see them now that the game is off? He shrugs again. What?
What?
He does know they're not playing anymore, right? Like, they're even talking about a larger operation to shut the whole thing down for everyone on the planet.
I know they think that's what's happening, but I'm not worried about it. They'll all play when the time comes.
How in the world does he know that? Last you checked with any of them, they'd all moved on.
I haven't got around to convincing them yet, but I will. It's clear that you spend a lot of time with them, but they're my friends too. I think I know what they'll do.
His dismissiveness is raising your hard-to-raise hackles. That's not really the point, though, you say. Won't trying to get them back on board just amp up the conflict in his friend group? And more importantly, why bother trying to make that choice for them? He doesn't even need the game anymore. You can just take him to see them. He can skip the machinations and just, like, hang out with his friends without having to prove anything to anyone. It's easy. The slight tightening of his eyebrows is the only thing that shows his frustration. The rest of him is still. The vowels in his drawl are slick and sharp, black ice on a curved country road.
Yeah, what? It's not that simple. Do you think I don't want to see him? Do you think I'd tear off a single page on a Jeff quote-a-day calendar without thinking about that? There are a lot of cards in a lot of hands here, which I'm not sure you're fully thought. I can't just fold mine and hope your shit works out instead. Things are in motion. Things have been in motion since before I was born. You can't just stop them without massive...
You're cutting in and out a bit, Pip.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
It's alright. Yeah, you know, you're not saying you know all the answers, just that you know some of them, and you feel like he could trust you for a little bit. He looks at you like you've slapped him.
Trust you?
Well, yeah. A weak puff of air leaves his mouth as he shakes his head.
This entire morning has been an exercise in trust.
Has it? Dirk is still for a minute. He's probably still staring at you behind those shades. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. His knees weak, arms spaghetti. But the room is heavy with every ounce of tension he's suppressing.
Okay, let's sketch this out. What are the parameters of vulnerability that would count if the ones I'm extending don't?
You were just freewheeling there, but you guess you gotta come up with something concrete for him. Okay, how's this? He does all this dangerous scuba diving and sword fighting and rocket boarding shit that could go sideways at any moment, but he wouldn't even let you zap him. There's an example.
Come on, baby. Let me zap you.
Come on.
Let me zap you. Okay, yes, that's true. I want to be the only one in charge of endangering my own life. You got me. But trust isn't only meaningful if it's given completely or in terms of physical safety. I've been preparing myself for this, for you, ever since I heard you were making the rounds. I was ready to...
He trails off, shaking his head. His wordlessness seems to frustrate him more than anything you've said. He seems really unpracticed at getting riled up, and you wonder how often someone pushes his buttons like this. You're not really sure how the two of you got to this point. Argumentative isn't your main mode either, and you can tell you push too far.
Never mind. Here.
He hops off the workbench, rolls his shoulders, and grabs your hand.
Do it. Zap me.
You don't ask where. You pick somewhere close by, but scary enough for his thrill-seeker ass to feel like it was worth the effort. The air up at the top of the tower on Dirk's roof is calmer than you'd have thought it would be. He drops your hand and steps back, leaning against the landing.
Crushed it.
Crushed it, bruh. See, sometimes trying new shit and trusting people with your well-being can be fine. Sometimes all you need is a friend to prove to you they have your back. Dirk scrunches his face up like you're embarrassing him. You mean, empirically speaking, it seems like what just happened is solid proof that...
Okay, yeah, I get it. Thanks.
He's smiling, so you don't push into that thank you. But you do wonder, after a minute of looking out over the ocean with him, if it's time to scoot things along. You aren't in a hurry, really, but you were getting somewhere before, even if it was a little uncomfortable. He's trying. Maybe harder than anyone has actively tried to befriend you yet. The fact that you think that is still sort of funny to you, but maybe Dirk isn't this transparent to everyone. Maybe it's just you and your non-stop thirst to know people. How much has this boy wanted to be known? You remember your earlier skepticism about him and laugh to yourself. You haven't had to make yourself to try to like him at all, you just do. Weird uptight shit and everything. There's a lot of Dirk going on in there, but you're ready to try and understand him more. It's what you do. So you press on. Which one should I pick, Aisha? Guide me.
You know what? Why don't you choose?
All right. Try one more time to convince him to drop the idea of playing the game. Oh, I see.
Holy shit, this is excruciating.
Okay.
Oh.
Hi, you can take real Dirk now.
I keep thinking if I ignore this bullshit, it'll sort itself out. But Christ, I don't need to see this. No one needs to see this.
What the fuck?
Huh?
Wait, can he not hear? You stopped the choice train once before, yourself, but you've never been interrupted by someone else.
I thought we were having a chill bro moment until just now. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I can't believe I was ever this pathetic. Every day, nothing
Dirk.
but wall in both body and mind, and this is how you spent your time, looking wistfully out at the sky. No wonder you're out here falling for this friend simp's weak shit overtime.
Oh my god, what? Once again, you find yourself looking around for a Dirk who's nowhere to be found. Regular Dirk, who you were finally getting somewhere with, is looking at you like you've lost your last marble. Dirk really doesn't hear that? It sounds like him, just like older and meaner? Just like big boss? Yeah.
I should really wanted me to do my snake voice, so yeah,
that's
I
fair.
guess I'm doing that.
This is my fault.
No, dude, are you okay?
Fine. If your meager little brain needs me to assume corporeal form in order to process this, I'll do it.
Ew.
Feast your eyes.
Oh no.
God.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Stider. I'll get to you in a minute. I have to deal with this little meddler first.
He turns to you and you step back reflexively. Your eyes flick to your Dirk, who's staring, mouth slack, at his older self.
I've let you piss around for far too long. To be sorry, Aisha, do you need a moment? I think I need a moment.
We all need a moment. This is what made me kick my printer, just so you know.
Yeah. When he, oh god. His arms are just so big though.
Please. Dude, please don't be. No, none of you are allowed to think this is attractive. None of you are allowed to think this is attractive. I'm drawing a fucking lesbian line in the sand here.
There are empirical facts here.
This is my stream and we have standards.
Listen, we know that old Dirk doesn't fuck. This is canon. So it doesn't matter.
Alright, will somebody please fucking do a big boss voice and read this line?
To be fair to it's important. I have had a lot on my plate. Creating a whole species from scratch isn't child's play. So I let this go on, figuring you fuck up and die for real. But you keep coming back, and it's getting out of hand. So the plan is this. Let my man Dirk do his thing. You fuck off and let people live their arc. Mess, and then get back to being God, while this timeline continues on as it's supposed to. Are we good?
Jesus. Alternate timelines and multiple selves aren't anything particularly new to you, but you still don't know what got so far up his ass here. No, we're not good. You're in the middle of something. A sacred rite of friendship to be fucked up by no one but yourself. You don't know what kind of stuff the future holds, but that isn't your purview. This is. And he's the one interrupting that.
Oh my god, I can't work like this. You have to understand the scale we're working on.
He flicks you upside the temple, and you feel instantly like your brain got strapped to the nose of a rocket ship on liftoff. Oh.
Oh, shit.
You see a young man standing in his bedroom. Wait, you know him. Your eyes roll back in your head, and you feel the story rush into you, panel by panel, page by page. Some of it you remember from when you were trapped in Doc Scratch's apartment, and the other stuff is newer, raw and sweet and sickening. Honks and caws and glubs and bluzz froth together in a synaptical transmutation of an unholy cultural zeitgeist that jolts through you like light, blasting down your cerebral cortex and out through your clenched teeth. You have the sudden compulsion to yell at women on Twitter. When it's done, you collapse to the floor. Oh, fuck. You remember it. You remember Homestuck. It's all so fresh, too. So many of your friends dead. Some of them more than once. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. Dirk! You open your eyes and Dirk is standing over you, his hand on your shoulder.
Oh, good. You're alive. You were starting to freak me out. Almost as much as shredded and deranged me over there is freaking me out, but let's just take this all a step at a time. Anyway, now that you're up, what just happened? Future me was being a real cryptic dick while you were conked out.
God, my throat hurts so much already. Patience is a virtue, Dirk. I just had to get our time-traveling buddy informed first so they can make the right call.
Shit. Okay. You don't know where to begin. You look at Dirk's face, not even trying to hide his concern for you, and holy shit, you care about him. You cared about him before you knew every tiny fucked up detail about his life, and now, with a reminder of where his story leads, leaning smugly against the railing, you find you still do. He's intense and pushy and profoundly complicated, and right now he's helping you to your feet, his hands steady and firm on your back as you find your balance. You look back and forth between the two of them, trying to organize your thoughts as Dirk waits for you to respond. This isn't as simple as an evil Dirk and a good one. If you've learned anything from your travels, it's that everyone has the capacity for hurt inside them, and everyone has the capacity for love. It's just a matter of proportion, of choice, of circumstance, of time. And if you're being fair, of interpretation, too. Part of you wants to grab Dirk and run, to save him from this trajectory he's on. But then, if you claim that level of control, are you really any better than Ultimate Dirk is himself? Who the fuck are you to make these choices for other people? What gives you the right to wrench canon from the people it belongs to? The people it's about? Why does it always, always, always come back to you making a fucking choice?
Go ahead and answer him. I'll correct you if you get anything wrong, don't worry.
Oh, you bet he fucking will, you say. No doubts there. You pause your internal debate, take a deep breath, and explain things to your friend. This is the Mega Dirk, the combo of all splinters of Dirk, fermenting in his flesh container and not holding onto his shit nearly as well as he likes to pretend. Ultimate Dirk tisks.
You wish.
You ignore him and continue explaining. Ultimate Dirk has done a lot of heinous shit to the people he used to care about, to the people that Dirk cares about. And he just brain blasted you with memories he used to have of, among other things, everything that will ever happen to Dirk and to his friends in the future. All in order to convince you to keep everything on that path. He wants the same thing Dirk just finished arguing with you about wanting, a future where they play the game. Dirk is still staring at Ultimate Dirk. Shit. You keep going, telling him you know it might be far-fetched from his vantage point, but this is a path he goes down. Dirk finally speaks.
No, I can see it. I mean, if anyone was going to pull an I'm you but stronger, it would be all of me combined.
Exactly. So now what we should... oh god. So now we should all be on the same page vis-a-vis what we all need to do. Which starts with this flat fuck going back to wherever they came from, and the rest of it's going back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Flat fuck! I'll have you know I'm canonically caked up! God, you can't even look at this guy, you think, as you look at him. He's so smug, trapped so far down the path he's planned for himself that he can't even entertain the idea that he could be wrong without it tearing him apart. The more you look at him, the more you can't stand him. Prince of Heart ass bastard, destroying everything you work to make. Fuck! Forget all that stuff you worried about before. How dare you let yourself be convinced he could be right? Your allegiance is not to the story, but to the people within it, no matter what. Do you have a plan for how to protect your friends without the tenets of canon? No! Do you give a single shitting fuck? Also no! You know he could end you immediately, but you feel freed by the number of times you've died. You do not fear him. He's not your concern. You turn to Dirk. You're sorry, you say, but fuck this guy. Don't listen to him. Everything you just remembered, all the stuff he was using to prove his point, it only makes you even more sure of what you said before. That Dirk can still be happy without all of that. He doesn't have to play the game to beat it.
Wow. Listen to them trying to boss you around like that, Dirk. I'll tell you what you don't do.
Oh look, old Dirk has learned they-them pronouns.
Yay!
He has been like hanging out with Rose for like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Character
He's woke now.
I just
Sorry.
Here just to try and transrhyme. Don't for a second think I'm too far gone to remember what it's like to be you. Don't pretend you haven't wanted to know what I know. Be part of yourself until you know it all. Feel it all. Don't be afraid of becoming who you need to become. The ends always justify the means, Dirk. We know.
I'm an anime villain. This is all I've ever wanted.
Fuck that! You're sorry to yell. You never yell this much, but fuck that! This bitch can't bear the thought of a timeline existing without his influence or even his worldview that everyone has to be painful to matter. Things are already painful enough. He doesn't have to work overtime to create more pain, just so he can feel like he's in control of how much punishment he gets and how badly he deserves it. Because Dirk doesn't deserve it, you say, and you look at the one you mean it for. He's not looking back at you. He's looking at Ultimate Dirk, and there's something about the soft, fallen arch of his eyebrows that just folds you up and eats you whole. It's longing like you've never seen in your life, deep and consuming with a silver glint of loathing. He's going to drown in it if you don't do something. What could you do, you wonder? You care about him, and he does about you to a degree. You know Dirk now, and you know he loves, though it's fierce, to a definite fault. He does not do it easily. You're not the one who can get him through this. He hasn't known you long enough, but you can be a bridge. But to whom? Part of you wants to test out a few things, to throw a couple friends at the wall and see what sticks. That doesn't sit right with you right now, though. It's messy, and you know Dirk would hate having his feelings experimented on like that. Even after all this, you find yourself not wanting to do that to him. Think fuck for your side ability to anime monologue to yourself in your head without time passing too quickly, because you really need to think this one through. You have to pick one single person to help convince him he doesn't need what Ultimate Dirk is offering. Jake? God no, not right now. He'd be eaten alive by Ultimate Dirk, and you can't do that to him. We'll leave that for the fanfiction. He's your friend too. Maybe a wild card, someone Dirk doesn't know but could get along with. Equius? He's like Dirk if Dirk liked to get bossed around, so they might get along great, actually. Though you need someone who can tell Dirk what to do in this moment, so then again, maybe not. You can't hedge your bets and bring everyone, because that'd just overwhelm him. Plus, there's no budget or time for that. The answer punches you hard in the chest, and you're about to sneak away to find them when Ultimate Dirk speaks up.
That was a touching rant you just gave. Very compelling. You know what? Fine. Do what you do best. Steal him away to obscurity or leave him to his destiny. I'm not worried. In fact, as a show of trust in my younger Splinter, I'll even fuck off. Until go time. On the 1 in a million chance you do actually get him to go with you, there's no way that's gonna be a good end. We all know he'd regret it. He'll second guess if it was the right thing every day of his life until he realizes what a flaccid existence he's leading. But by then it'll be too late. Do your worst.
There's a jolt, and then he's gone. There's a beat of silence where you try to work out how to act normal, now that you know what you know. But thankfully, he speaks first.
Are all your hangouts this buck-fucking wild, or did you really pull out all the stops for me?
Well, you were about to pull out another when Ultimate Dirk just blasted off like that. It's not too late, though, if he'll at least agree to hear you out.
Well then, by all means, continue pulling. Let's see where this shit takes us.
You'll be right back, you tell him.
I'll be right here, just chilling and contemplating existence and my place in it. No worries.
The zap this time is even more disorienting than your sideways universe zaps. You know why, though, since you know everything. You're not sure you're supposed to be here, but Ultimate Dirk already accused you of fucking shit up, so why not fuck shit up a little harder? You want to go pick up this person, and specifically this version of this person. The version you made friends with that already isn't ready to meet Dirk yet, probably. But thanks to your recent mind freak, you might remember that this one, having lost his Dirk, might be a little more interested.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Oh shit! Holy shit! I could take Dave if no one else can.
All right.
Yeah. Go.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Whoa! What? Who the fuck are you?
Okay, that answers the question. You guess you've fucked things up to the point that the candy timeline is not the same as the one you were making friends in before. This is probably the stuff Ultimate Dirk is so bent out of shape about fixing up. Well, it is what it is. You didn't have time to come up with your elevator pitch, but you work best at full power to empathy, 0 to planning, so here you go. Hey, you tell him. Sorry to intrude, but you have a pretty big favor to ask of him. You know he doesn't know you, but you know an alternate version of him that lives outside canon. You met and went to Olive Garden and made friends, and you promise you're legit.
Bro, you said Olive Garden? You got me. That's like a magic word to get me to trust you implicitly. Don't spread that around, though. Also, you look like someone ironed the mayor, so that's like 1,000,000 more points. And I am doing dick else that's useful all day. Or any day, to be real with you. So what's the favor?
Okay, Whew, great. The favor is that you need to borrow him for like a quick minute so he can help you have a conversation with your universe's Dirk. At the sound of Dirk's name, he goes still. See, Dirk's convinced he needs to take the advice of yet another universe's way shittier Dirk and retcon your whole friendship mission so that they can go off and make canon happen, which ends pretty badly for a lot of people, your friends involved. And now that you know that, you really just want him to just side with you and let everyone chill and hang out and live their lives, and you're not sure of all the details about how that will work yet, but the point is that Dirk...
I'm in.
Great. Sick. Yes. Okay. You take his hand and off you go. When you pop back, Dirk is standing how he was when you first met him, casually braced for emotionally fatal impact. There's a moment when Dirk and Dave just stare each other down, like neither of them are fully ready to register the reality of the other. You really fucking hope this works because it's your Hail Mary.
Sup?
Holy fuck, man. I didn't think invoking the name of Olive Garden would have this much effect, but here the fuck we are. I mean, sup. Yeah, sup.
Dave pulls him into a short, back-thumping bro hug, which Dirk weathers like a wet cat, not trusting a towel to dry him off.
So,
I'll be real with you. We've already had a version of this first meeting convo, and we used like a lightning round conversational mechanism to get shit poppin'. But I get the feeling we don't have time for all that right now, so I'll skip a few steps for you. Our little mutual friend here says you got option.
well, they seem to think I do, but I'm not convinced. Do you have opinions about it?
Sure do. I mean, I'd do anything this little pal suggested after what they just did for me, but like, what's even the situation? They don't want you to play Suburb and some other you does.
There's a little more to it than that, but yes, that's the gist.
You watch them chat. This is good, you think. Good, but you're not sure it's enough. You think Dirk is your friend now, but the more you think about it, the weirder the word feels in your brain. Friendship means something different to everyone you've met. Safety, fun, a wake-up call, a person to talk to. You hope that for at least some of them you've helped them see what is lovable inside themselves. You look at Dirk and wonder if he'll be one of those. He's being so polite to Dave. He must be afraid. Does Dirk even believe that others can, of their own volition, love him? You tune back in.
Man, if you wanted to argue about canon, you should ask your bro here to get, like, anybody else to come along. That shit's not my forte, but seems to me that's not some immutable bastion of narrative sanctity. It's just some shit some assholes said and did, and some choices they made.
Okay, well, if I don't follow the plan, beat the game, and get to where you are now, how do I know my choices will still matter?
IDK, man, you're not in my timeline anymore because of a choice you made a while back, so my mileage might vary a bit.
Dirk shifts backward. You wish he'd look more surprised about it.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to waste your time or anything. Just getting to talk to you is worth it, so, I don't know, do what you gotta do, but like, coming from me, a guy who could have done some stuff differently himself, at least try to trust your friend. I know you don't like believing this stuff, but maybe listen to the people who like you for you, because they mean it. I'm rambling now, so guess if I had one thing to say to you, it'd just be, it's okay to not have all the answers. Yeah, that's what I'd tell you.
Dirk nods.
I'm crying in the club, y'all.
So, I'm processing that. A lot. But I also cannot go any further in this conversation without telling you that our little friend is liminal enough to actually be able to hold the sword.
Oh, holy fuck, yo, what?
Oh, wow. Dave, huh? Dave, huh? Okay, bringing fucking guns to a knife fight here.
Snake! That's Dave! That's Dave Strider from Homestuck.
I didn't expect this level of underhanded maneuvering from you, but I'll respect the play. Doesn't matter anyway. I've come back with my own cheat.
Oh no.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, come on.
I had to deal with some shit on my end. New plan. Forget us all going our separate ways to fix shit. Dirk, you're coming with me. Your friend was right about one thing. Things don't need to go back to the way... But not for any lame reason like the power of love. I have plans bigger than that. I promise you, this limp dick excuse for a friend doesn't measure up to all the shit I could show you. Will show you. Sure, it might hurt to leave your friends behind at first, and sure, you'll miss out on Jake's carnal charms.
Oh my god.
But that emptiness will fade when you realize the true power we have.
The true incel power.
Ultimate Dirk
Oh my
extends his
God.
hands. His cape billows obnoxiously behind him. Dirk looks at you, then at Dave. Shit. They were almost there. You have no time left to waste. You close your eyes and will the choice to come to you. Stop him, don't stop him. One of those has to work, right? You don't feel confident. You look at Dirk and it hits you. Ultimate Dirk was maddeningly right. It won't work if there's room for Dirk to regret it. And you're not sure either of you would ever be certain that it was the right choice unless you let Dirk choose it for himself. No more telling him what to do. No more telling anyone what to do. When you feel the choice pricking at you, you turn it outward. You flip the power in your belly inside out and give it the weight of it up for a moment to him. You wait to see what Dirk does with the thing warring in him.
Gotta flip it, turn way.
You see it manifest in his brain and in yours, and your stomach plunges. It feels rigged from the start. There's no way Dirk will choose you and Dave when he's gone and framed it like that. God damn it. Too late to change anything yourself. You wait for Dirk to choose. What do I do?
So,
Trust yourself.
Of course, you're gonna wanna trust yourself.
Okay, thanks, old Dirk. Dirk turns to you, apology already on his face. No. You can tell where this is going and you hate it.
So, it's not you, it's me. Is levity helpful? Probably not, but I'm doing my best. It's not that this hasn't been a good time. I didn't expect to achieve this level of metatextual mind freak during our hangout, but I've really enjoyed it. This is a day I would not have thought was possible.
He stops to hold his fist out to Dave, who after a pause bumps it with his own. He must know too. He turns away. My sound volume is up all the way. Everything Dirk is saying feels forced to you, like he's trying to convince himself as much as he is you. Still, you know you've lost.
And I have you to thank for it. I'd go so far as to consider you my friend, even. And if you frame your relative success or failure on having formed a friendship, you can call this a good end. But...
He trails off, turning to walk toward Ultimate Dirk.
As much fun as this was, this is me we're talking about here. There's no contest. I have to know.
It was always gonna be you and me, Dirk.
The two of them stand side by side, twin smirks on their faces. Dirk's is almost believable.
Goodbye.
You curl up into yourself.
I can show you the word.
A hunched ball on a tall tower on a... A hunched ball on a tall tower on a single apartment in the middle of the sea. Your brain disconnects from the sounds of their conversation, of Ultimate Dirk's likely victory monologue, the static of their exit. You cry into your shitty little stick hands because you thought you fucking had this one, and somehow it feels weightier than the loss of just one friend. You feel like something bigger and more beautiful than you thought possible was at your fingertips, and now it's gone. You come back to reality at the warmth of Dave's hand on your shoulder as he crouches down next to you. His voice is thick with tears, you can even help him through crying.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry. ADK, how much longer I can chill here? Like, emotionally. Can you take me home? Let's harmonize here.
Everyone's sad.
God. Fastest control smash of my
Yeah.
Alright, we're back to the choice.
Motherfucking control button. So we can trust them.
Yeah.
Trust them.
trust them.
Sorry, man.
Your heart drops, and then you see who he's looking at.
Guess you can call this one the bad end, yeah? Luckily for you, there's almost definitely another of me that can't wait to sell the 7 Seas of story with you or some shit.
He licks his lips and raises his chin, braced for ultimate Dirk to challenge his call.
I assume with your huge fucking brain, you can see that happening as we speak, yes? So, no need to be a sore loser now. Be good to that me, will you? Treat him right?
As right as he wants me to, I promise. Anyway, I did say 1 in a million odds, so statistically you have to wuss out at least once. It's fucking gross to experience. Good thing it'll get totally assimilated into the other versions of this conversation.
Now's not really the time to play the, actually it's usually just a binary card. Don't want to complicate that particular issue for him, so you let it lie. You step forward, shoulder brushing Dirk's.
No, don't gloat. It's go.
Oh, it's coming from you, asshole!
Enjoy your moment of irrelevance before this one goes down the drain. Deuces.
I hate you so much!
Oh my god.
I love Dirk Strider.
Yes! Hell yes! You stop your celebration when you notice that Dirk is a little shaky.
Holy shit, what did I just do? This future you have in the works better be fucking good, my dude.
Are you kidding me? They got it on lock.
Oh, he knows it. You don't tell him you don't know every single detail yet, but you understand yourself now. You'll work it out when you need to. You always do. It's okay, you think, if Dirk is a little afraid. It comes with the territory when you let people in. And he'll have even more practice with that as soon as you can zap up some more company. It won't be smooth sailing, though, you warn him.
As long as we can move past the sailing metaphor, you can jack that difficulty level up as high as you'd like.
Oh, are we anti-ocean here?
Oh yeah, extremely.
Fuck water, am I right?
Dirk turns his head slightly, and you know he's looking at you. He smiles, and you know he gets it. It's not about this being the real timeline or the fake one. It's the hard one or the easy one. It's about it being his, if he wants it. Which you realize as you watch him turn back to laugh along with Dave. He does.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Yay! Oh man. Horrible.
The air between you and the two of them opens up like a wound in the universe, and you feel yourself being pulled toward it.
Oop.
Ooh.
Here we go.
You see him in there too, that fucking bastard.
Uh-oh.
As Ultimate Dirk pulls you through what can only conceptualize as a tear in the narrative, you turn to look at Dirk and Dave. This is sure to lead to some bullshit, and you need to confirm that they're still intact. You aren't sure where you're going next, but you don't want them to worry. As the hole starts to reseal itself with them on the other side, you give them that thumbs up, the universal signal of reassurance that things are okay. You'll be back.
T2.
Neither of them are strangers to either the intricacies of the plot or shenanigans, so they return it in unison. You did it. You got him a good end. Dirk Strider is your friend, you think, as you fall through nothingness. Dave can take it from here. Guess that sword isn't just for show.
Dirk Strider is real and he is my friend.
He really knows how to use it. You go flying out of frame, out of this volume, and straight into the epilogue. No, not the epilogue. God, this is impossible. You can't believe you are the main character of such a stupid story. He launches you straight into the post-game. Final chapter. Afterward? Or wait, afterward? Both of them look weird. Anyway, he launches you into the afterward, which seems to just be that drifting gray place between universes. But this time you aren't standing in the corridor, you are hurtling along it like some protagonist-shaped missile. This is not going to end well. Sorry, T-posing god person, this really isn't your fault.
Actually, that's an A pose. Common mistake.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Just trying to...
You brace for whatever hellish experience is waiting for you when you hit the event horizon. What?
Oh no.
No thoughts, head empty.
Your whole body aches. Not physically, more thematically. Like you just got bitch slapped straight into the meta-narrative and bodied back to the beginning.
God.
Oh shit, are you literally at the beginning? Did you forget everything again? Quick! Hemospectrum, trolls, incestuous slurry, Becquerel, the fucking madrigogs, truth, relevance, essentiality. You remember. So here you are again. You guess it makes sense that Doc Scratch was behind it all in the end. Maybe he and old Dirk have been working together this whole time. Hey you, round, shiny son of a bitch! Show yourself! You receive no response. The plush green room is still. In the corner, the clock has stopped. Wait, what was that? The sound of a struggle drifts from deeper in the house. Oh, balls, is Spade Slick here to beat the shit out of Doc Scratch? But you thought that happened at the beginning of the game. Maybe you really have been transported back to square one. But nothing is on fire. Spade Slick sets the place on fire, right? Shit, why do so many things happen in this goddamn comic? There are just so many details to remember. You follow the sound of the ruckus, turning a corner down the long wood-paneled hallway. A door stands open at the end of it, where two people appear to be locked in an intense struggle.
Hey, listen, we can talk about this.
You edge closer down the corridor. The mirrors on the walls watch you like eyes.
Clearly, I have made some bad decisions. I'll grant you that.
The man currently hanging onto the door jamb for dear life both sounds and looks familiar, but you're actually having kind of a hard time focusing on him. It makes your head swim.
Okay, yes, I agree that I need to take a break. But please don't put me in here with that wolf head. It's out for my blood. I don't know if I can hold it off for long.
Oh my god.
The second figure, a woman maybe, appears unmoved by the man's pleas. You have no idea what's going on here, but one thing you do know is that he can't just allow random broads to throw dudes into rooms against their will. Hey, you shout down the corridor. Both the man and the woman turn and look at you. The combined power of their gaze forces you to your knees. It hits you in the same tender place that Ultimate Dirk Strike had, right in the narrative. The woman takes that chance to shove the man into the room and slam the door.
Sorry about that. He won't bother us anymore.
The sound of her voice vibrates all the way into your skull. That was actually a sound file playing from the game, let's be clear, not Aisha on this call. It's her. She's the one who's been doing this to you, who's been stopping you from going back to visit your friends, who's been manipulating you just like Doc Scratch did.
Oh, come on. I'm not that bad. At least I hope I'm not. By the way, unmute me if you haven't bothered to already. The music in this section rules. Besides, voiceover in Ren'Py is extremely annoying. Did you know you have to save every line as a different .ogg file? I didn't even know what a .ogg file was until our programmer explained it to me. Actually, wow, this is a huge pain in the ass. Let's go back to text only.
Aisha, do you want to read Aisha?
Yes, that's better.
Yeah, you're falling to pieces. Every part of your body is literally sliding apart and falling into the others. It's just like being hit by the house juju. Your corporeal form is not meant for this much meta-narrative bullshit. You just aren't made for it.
Oh, wait, let me bring up the fucking script so I can actually do this. Sorry, guys. Come on, you're fine.
She paps you on the...
Do you remember having this conversation, Aisha?
Vaguely.
She paps you on the cheek, and suddenly it's true. You're fine. She's made it so. She must be magic.
Not quite. Get up, King.
You do, slowly. For some inexplicable reason, you are more scared of her than you've been of Ultimate Dirk, or of Doc Scratch, or anyone else. You have a feeling that she might be the real danger here. She laughs. It's not a villainous laugh, but it's not exactly a nice one either.
I guess that's fair. Definitely not a hero. Or maybe I am a hero, and the dude I just shoved in the cupboard, Wolfhead, is the real villain. Or it's the other way around and evil has triumphed.
You tell her that you don't remember her from the comic you read.
Oh, you wouldn't. Don't worry about it. You can call me the director, and you're right. All of this is my fault.
All of this?
Hold on. I also have just lost my script. Hold on. Yeah, I'm the reason you couldn't reach your friends, and I'm the reason your memories got wiped.
What? Why? Why would she do that?
Because I wanted to try something, and it wouldn't have worked if you hadn't gone in with an open mind. Could you really have made friends with any of these kids if you'd known what was waiting for them at the end of the line?
Your snap response is an overwhelming yes, of course you could. You can make friends with anyone. But you know deep down that isn't true. Could you really have looked John in the eye if you'd seen him get vored by a video game monster and then lose his virginity in the back of his dad's car before literally dying? Could you have talked to Jade like a normal person if you knew she was going to grow up to be a half-dog goddess? Could you have resisted throwing Rose and Kanaya together the first chance you got? Could you have even handled becoming friends with Equius, Nepeta, or Pfeffery, knowing what was coming for them? God, could you have stood to be in the same room as Gamzee or Aridin?
Right? Making friends with people when we know how their stories ends isn't something we're equipped to do. It's like meeting a celebrity. Hard to be normal.
You tell the director that you don't think any of this is very normal. She laughs.
Yeah, you're smart. That's why I like you, MSPA reader.
Who? That's not your name. Your name is...
Hey, come on. Leave something for the sequel. The truth is, I used you, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm also not sorry, because these kids were born to suffer. That's what they're for. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. Destiny wrapped its thick, inky tentacles around them and pulled them into a story without happy endings. But you changed that. You gave them a chance to grow up.
Wait, you did that? But you remember the other story, the real story, the one that just ended with everything falling to shit. Are you saying all of that didn't happen?
No, it happened. Well, it actually didn't happen because none of this is happening, creators all the way down and such like, but you made this story and nobody can take that away.
Oh my god, shut up. I can't handle this anymore.
The director looks for the first time, just a little bit worried. She covers it up quickly, however, and regains her placid stance of neutral indifference.
You want a real villain? This guy right here?
This is so fucking stupid, even for all of you.
I'm aware of that.
How dare you?
You're gonna lecture me on Audacity? Come on, man. You're not even real.
And yet you keep talking to me.
Wow, you feel like you shouldn't be here for this, possibly. You always feel kind of awkward when authority figures fight.
I'm not here for her. I'm here for you. We weren't done.
Then why did
you cut the damn UI in half?
I got a little overzealous. It happens. Sorry about it.
You shrug. Whatever. You've had worse. Still, you don't feel very well disposed towards this guy at this point, knowing all the garbage he's done and will probably keep doing. Although you aren't sure if the director is any better.
I'm much, much better than him.
See? See what I can do? Can Dirk Stider do this? Can he talk with an actual human voice?
Get fucked.
See?
Come on. You're at least a little happy to see me.
Stop flexing at me. I have a wife.
I'm done. I quit Homestuck. The haters win.
For a man so devoted to swords, don't you think it's going against your character to have such enormous guns?
What, these? Oh, they're not mine. Just an artifact of the medium. I'd say thanks, but I feel like you all got more out of it than me.
Stop flirting with my audience, you anime-ass motherfucker!
Hey, you're in charge. I wouldn't look like this if you didn't want me to.
I actually let the artists have a lot of creative license.
Nice evasion.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, this bullshit doesn't matter. What does matter is that you...
He directs his anime gaze back at you.
This isn't just about Dirk anymore. You're zapping around and ruining everything. Can't even begin to unravel the utter saccharine shitpile you've created. You have absolutely decimated everyone's character arcs and motivation. Seriously, Aridin got a gender arc? Come on, man.
There's actually plenty of seeding for that in the storyline in the comic proper. Aridin's relationship to femininity is really...
Do you realize what you've done here? You've completely stolen their destinies from them.
You guess you did, but now they've got a chance to be actual teenagers and grow up in a world that isn't trying to murder them constantly. Well, Alternia is still doing that, but at least they won't be in a hostile video game environment.
You've ruined them.
Arrow, you sound like you got a little bit of a wind tunnel going on, or like deep wobble bass.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what that is.
But they're happy.
Happy people don't get stories told about them.
Okay, Nabokov. That isn't true. That can't be true. You look to the director for help. Surely she knows what to say. After all, this happened on her watch. She isn't looking at you. She's looking at the ground.
She knew what she was doing the whole time. She knew how it would have to shake out. When were you planning to tell them?
Arrow,
I
it's
was
happening
getting-
again.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I was getting there.
She knows that...
The prince knows what he's talking about. Nobody has thought more about causation and narrative flow than he has.
Fuck, you shake your head. For a second there, it felt like things got a little screwy.
Hey!
She claps her hands in Ultimate Dirk's face.
Cut that shit out. Leave them alone.
Then stop wasting my time.
She sighs.
Fine.
She appears to gather herself, folding her hands in front of her like she's about to recite a poem.
This has been a really interesting experiment, and I'm glad we got to do it. I've definitely learned a lot. But look, I need you to go back and give that beta to John, because without that, they never play the game. The story never gets told, you never read the story. You were never here.
Wait, isn't this just another timeline? A doomed timeline or whatever the fuck? The director shakes her head.
No, it's a retcon. What you'd be doing here would be turning the alpha timeline into a doomed timeline. And since the story has technically ended and started again and then ended and started again so many times, switching tracks at this point would corrupt it beyond recognition.
You would cause a paradox so catastrophic that it would literally tear the multiverse apart.
You mean like the scratch?
Worse than the scratch. This would be the blackout. Utter ruin.
But wait, you already threw the beta in the goddamn sewer. Shouldn't this have already happened? This utter ruin?
No, because you still have the power to go back and change it. If you decide not to act, then we have to worry.
You look back and forth between Ultimate Dirk and the director, trying to find a way out, some indication that they're fucking with you. They don't seem to like each other too much, but they do appear to be joined in their insistence that this utter ruin bullshit is going to happen unless you betray all your friends, unravel everything you did here. What was the point of doing any of this if you were always just gonna have to lose it all in the end? The director shrugs.
What's the point of doing anything? What's the point of living if we know that it's going to end in death? Why do we open a book if we know we'll have to close it?
Yeah, that's what you're asking. You don't just want more questions, goddammit.
I'm sorry. I don't have any answers for you. Just an option screen.
Okay, so you probably, so we would, under normal circumstances, click don't here, but that will close the game, so we probably don't want to do that, because it would be a pain to set back up again.
So it would just regular crash the game?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fine.
it would quit you to the yeah, it would crash. Yeah.
All
Like
right.
Undertale.
Betray your
Betray our
friends. Fine. You know what? Fuck both of you. You'll do it, but also fuck you.
That's fair.
Thanks for being reasonable.
Get out of my video game.
I don't think I will. I'm gonna stick around and watch everything you try to do here get flushed down the toilet of bad spin-offs.
The director takes a step toward him. They aren't fighting exactly, but they're doing something. You have the distinct impression of two people fighting over a pen or elbowing each other out of the way in order to type at a keyboard. You are feeling a little dizzy again.
A little dizzy. Andrew Hussey would never do this to me.
The wobble bass is back at just the right time. The director takes a long, tired breath.
Sorry about that.
Arrow.
Where were we?
You turn away from her. You don't want to talk to her anymore. You just want to get this over with.
I get that. I'll let you be alone. I'm sorry, kid.
The director fades slowly until it's like she was never there at all. But the horror, the pit of ice that has opened up in your belly, that's still there. And it will never go away. Once you consign all your friends to a hero's journey full of pain and heartache, what will happen to you? Will you just vanish? Will whatever iteration of you that was created for this story just cease to be? When the book is closed, what will you be? Zap. The mailbox is here. It's all full. The little flappy dealie is up and everything. With difficulty, you pull the beta out, scattering the rest of the mail across the yard. Fuck you, bills and coupon books. Get a job. Up in the house, you see a friendly face looking down at you. You take a deep breath.
The beta back in the sewer again will do exactly the same thing. It will crash the game.
Okay.
So do
first you want to put the beta back in the box.
Put a beta in the box.
The streets are empty. Wind skims the voids, keeping neighbors apart, as if grazing the hollow of a cut reed, or say, a plundered mailbox. A familiar note is produced. It's the one desolation plays to keep its instrument in tune. You have a feeling it's going to be a long day. Yeah, and I saw that MSPA Reader was clickable there, so I'm going to go click on MSPA Reader.
Yep. Secret ending.
So much.
This is my punishment to everyone. You have to go.
All right.
Again and again and again.
Clickable protagonist.
God.
Wait.
My throat hurts so much.
Wait. Hold the fucking phone. Who's in charge of this story? Not Ultimate Dirk. Not that director. And certainly not that guy who got shoved into a room with a wolf head. It's you. It's always been you. Why aren't you just doing what they told you to do? There has to be a third option. There's always a third option. When the scratch happened, everything should have been erased. Everything was erased, except it wasn't because someone intervened. Jade drew all of her friends close to her and kept them safe. She saved them. The first time you tried to bring Jade with you when you teleported, Beck didn't let you. But then, later, he did. Jade told you he'd just been acting like a normal dog. Jane told you that Godcat had just been acting like a good little kitty. Almost like their powers were gone. You pace in a quick circle. Then you hear Dad's car pulling up from behind, and you zap out of there before you can get caught again. Zap. You've still got the beta clenched in your hand, but you're alone on Dave's roof underneath the blazing Houston sun. Nothing is going to bother you up here. There's something that's teasing just at the edge of your understanding, and if you could only reach it. You need help. You need someone who knows about weird shit. Like a lock clicking in your brain, you understand what you have to do. Zap. Who's Aradia?
Oh, it's you. How's it going? You look a little tired.
You ask Aradia if she's been watching recently, if she knows what's been going down in your part of the neighborhood. She shakes her head.
I lost track of you when you hopped universes. I'm about to try to get myself out of canon for good, and it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. So I've been trying to conserve my energy.
Oh, right. Yeah, you know about that. She raises an eyebrow. Don't worry about that, actually. You know some lore, is all. You might have actually seen what's going to happen to Aradia next. Actually, she doesn't have too much to worry about. She and Solix are fine. Actually, they're probably more fine than almost everyone else.
That's good to know, I guess. So did you figure out what was going on with your friend's situation?
Yeah, you tell Aradia what's been going on with your friend's situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do it? You're gonna erase this timeline? Because if you are, then no offense, I might head out of canon a little early.
That's just the thing. You think you might have a plan.
Oh?
You tell her the plan. Does she think it'll work? A slow, brilliant smile paints a sunrise across her face.
I have no idea, but I'd love to watch.
Zap. The green sun. Oh, hold up. The green sun spreads out below you like a giant radioactive gumball that absolutely wants to tear you into a million greasy pieces. You can feel it tugging at all of your organs, twisting up all the words inside you, making a mess of the themes, dragging motifs screaming to the surface. This is the single largest source of raw narrative mass in the multiverse, and it should be killing you.
Do you actually need me to do anything?
You sort of just wanted her to vibe here with you in case you die. You don't want to die alone.
That's fair. Hey, if you die, I'll pick your bones up for you.
Thanks, Aradia. She smiles. See you on the other side, you say. You're not sure who you're talking to. You're guessing this is going to be pretty bad. Zap. It's not bad. It's not pain, exactly, because when you're inside the green sun, you don't think you have nerve endings anymore. You are just consciousness floating inside the miasma of causation. You aren't sure how this is supposed to work. Should you maybe start thinking about your friends like you are in the animes, drawing strength from the power of your social links? You think about John and Rose and your good friend Dave. Fuck, ouch, thinking too much hurts. You aren't going to be able to count on anime cliches for this one, you guess. So you don't think about your friends.
Unthinkable.
For once, you think about yourself. The impossibility that is you. Protagonist, reader, carrier of the story. Maybe not every story, but this one. You have been erased so many times. You look across the rise and fall of this story and see just how many mistakes you've made. All the times you've broken your friends' trust and betrayed them, or hell, even killed them. You reach across to all of those yous, your what-ifs, your do-overs. You let the blazing energy overtake you. You open yourself up, and everything goes green.
You better be on your best behavior, Orphaner. This partnership is gonna work out.
Forget this guy, Vriska. We can do this ourselves.
Could you at least give a guy a chance to respond to a couple of... What's that?
Pounce, come here, kitty. I'm home.
Nepeta, this cape is far too small for someone with height as strong as mine.
Pounce? Equius, what's that? Anyway, that's why I don't eat corn dogs anymore. What the fuck? That's a normal thing? Earthquakes and shit? I guess that's normal whenever thing, but we don't get many of them in Houston.
I don't think that's an earthquake. Autoresponder?
No seismic activity detected in the area.
So you're telling me I wrote this? In another history?
Yes,
as far as I'm aware.
Incredible. It's very boring.
I think it's brilliant. I mean...
The green sun pulses around your slowly collapsing being as you feel it subsume you. You feel yourself unspooling, swallowed in light. You think of how you came to be here, where you are right now, and the choices you made along that path. What are the odds that the you that prevailed is this one? It's probably something that could be mathed out, but you are too busy eating the fucking sun with your whole body to figure it out. Instead, you sink into the feeling of connections that hold you together. The bonds you created are threaded through your arms and your belly and your heart. Your body is nothing, consumed by flame, and yet, you feel yourself start to become. Zap. The mail goes in the box.
Okay, get ready. This is the best part of the movie. All the classic memes come from this part.
John, every part of this movie is hot trash.
Oh, it's not that bad. I want to see the guy put the bunny back in the box.
This movie is so bad that the drones are approaching your neighborhood. It's too late for the human race.
Darkness sees at this timeline, and in the distance you hear what might be cracks, splinters through space-time. Reality is compressing and falling apart around you in a cacophony of breaking glass. All of your friends, all of their dreams rendered away to nothing. All of it unraveling. No. No. It doesn't disappear. I don't let it. I am bigger than this story, but I am also inside the story. So I gather it up and I keep it close to me, and as soon as I remove it from causation, it's like it never happened. I take the timeline and I lock it away. That's what it is. It's a locked timeline, and I am its guardian. Its first guardian.
Thanks for playing.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Oh my god!
Oh, shit.
Well!
Holy shit.
Is my mic working now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank God.
Holy shit.
We have become first guardian.
Wow.
Pog, dude.
Poggers.
Thanks for playing, guys.
Wow. The power of friendship turns you into a god.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. That's what Homestuck's about.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for playing.
Wow.
All right, let's hit those credits up. One last time.
goodness.
Aisha wrote the afterword. Lalo Hunt wrote Dirk. Character artists, Dirk for Dirk in the afterword, Gina Chacon. Background artists for Dirk in the afterword, Courtney Brindle. Ending illustrations for this volume, Courtney. Let's see, music in this one was a lot. Chaos Audio, this was like, what was it? MSPR, remember? The afterword theme, normal song name. Clark Powell and Astro Kid did Ultimate Dirk's theme, Beat Up. Toby Fox did Dirk's theme, Stress. Malcolm Brown did Dirk's theme 2, Unite Synchronization. Max Imbrog White did Reader's theme, Embittered Shore. Game design and programming was Adelaide Killigan for Volume 14 and the afterword.
Shout out to Adelaide.
Wait, but who did the voice acting for Aisha?
I did. I did my own voice acting.
I see.
All right, folks. Well,
I hope you
To
guys
be fair,
like it.
Aisha is credited as director.
yeah.
Yeah, I am the director.
Yeah. Well,
Tara Strong. Yeah, you and Tara Strong to do my voice.
The whole budget went to that.
Oh my god.
Savior of the
What
waking
a
world.
What a game.
That's
Oh my gosh.
I hope you guys
bonkers.
enjoyed it. We made it in 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
This really rules.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well.
Thanks so much for playing my video game.
Thank you, Snake.
Snake. Yeah. You also, like, your intonation, you got a little, like, Seto Kaiba there, which I feel like works for Alt Dirk.
I want you all to know that however painful it was for you to listen to, it cannot be as painful as it was for me to actually produce those noises.
The worst thing, the best
We
thing
appreciate
that David Hayter ever did for his own health was to have a falling out with Kojima, so he didn't play.
Oh dear.
Yeah, apparently he used to like gargle bourbon to do that voice, and it like,
Wow.
destroyed his voice.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, he destroyed his voice doing that. Yeah.
This is
Wow.
not a gender euphoria moment. This is
Yeah,
not.
I'm sorry.
This is.
Remember, kids, don't voice act Snake.
Yeah, don't ever actually just remember, kids. Yeah, don't do anything.
Don't be Snake.
Anyway, I hope that everybody is doing okay in the circumstances because they're not great. I realize that. I want everybody to take care of themselves. MSPA reader says take care of yourself.
Yeah.
The director says take care of yourself. Yeah. Well.
Oh man.
Homestuck.
Yeah,
MSP reader activated phase 2. That's exactly what happened.
Everybody in my server is like fake Aisha, fuck fake Aisha.
You look
Friendship ended with fake Aisha.
You look a little bit like a Muppet when you're sprites,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm fond of that.
I actually
Wait, you look a
without
little bit like a
ever
Muppet. There's meta there.
Yeah. Without ever meeting me, Gina kind of got a lot of my my like tics though.
Yeah.
Like there's one where I'm just like and that's like my whole personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out in September.
I like this guy in the chat trying to explain to the director of the game when the game came out.
But I mean, like, I can't do math. It's fine. I like that I T-pose to show dominance.
Yeah.
Actually, director, it's an A pose.
Well, no, Aisha did do a T-pose.
Afterward, it's a T-pose.
Yeah.
There
They
is a
ascended
T-pose right
from
in the
an
afterward.
Yeah, I did do a T-pose.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, how? Right. You've just played a game where that is exactly what the villain of the game just did.
Yeah, it is extremely.
Corrected someone.
I love Dirk Strider, but I hate Dirk Strider. This is just the whole like the there are two wolves inside you. The
One
duality
hates
of
Dirk
man,
Strider.
the true
One
duality
loves
of
Dirk
man.
Strider.
I mean, to be fair, Dirk Strider only hates Dirk Strider.
Oh, hey, it's Lalo in chat. Lalo.
Hey, Lalo.
Thanks for the Dirk, Lalo.
Good job.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
Dirk and also
No,
every
thank you
other
so much
character
for
you
your
wrote,
writing.
because your writing is amazing.
Friend Sim squared.
Yeah. Cried in the club. Oh yeah, and then one of them is carrying Andrew Hussey. That's true. Two wolves inside you. Yeah. Well, I mean, I needed to just let everybody know that it's true. I have shut Andrew in a closet
With a wolf head.
with a wolf head. It's true.
Wait, according to Homestuck Lore, doesn't that mean he's going to attack you with
So
a luck
that's that
dragon
little
now?
plot detail of who shoved Andrew Hussey in the closet in the comic. Sorted out.
Yeah.
We never
So-
thought that
Also-
mystery would get solved.
Doesn't Falcor kill those bullies?
It
It's
also
been a while,
puts the all the shippy art people drew of the T-posing figure with Doc Scratch into a new context.
I think
doesn't it?
I think people should draw shippy art of
Was
you.
that a thing?
I think people should draw shippy art of you and Doc Scratch now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
They've already been doing that.
Right. I mean, I'm saying they should just update the design.
I mean, if they're not gonna do
I
Aisha
can't
X
believe y'all
Ultimate
have
Dirk.
been doing RPF.
Yeah. Wait,
Jesus.
Aisha and I talk about this all the time. Where's the fucking RPF? There's tons of RPF about Andrew. Where's our fucking RPF?
Aisha Doc Scratch is cursed. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Scrycha.
Yeah.
Scrycha.
No.
Oh,
Doctor.
you're welcome. Dr. Aisha.
Doctor Director.
Yeah. Doc Rector. Ooh, don't
Doc Rector.
Direct.
Dr. God, I hate this.
RPF. Cheshire Creeper, RPF
Doc
means real
Correction.
person fic.
Correction.
I shirk. Okay, no, that's the real worst.
That's the real curse ship, yeah.
You're double canceled for shipping me with Dirk.
Yeah.
I have a wife.
God, that was good.
I like Dirk.
Yeah.
I miss my wife, Dirk.
All
Yeah, I miss my wife, Dirk.
Oh man.
right.
All right.
Well, time to post this to YouTube and turn comments off like always.
Yeah, my dad is gonna watch it. My dad wants to see it.
Hi, Aisha's dad.
All right, everybody.
Hi, Aisha's dad.
Hi, Geezy.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Difference. The question is, will Team Solari now